Good morning, everyone. This is Gary Kay, and you are watching a special video version of my Rants and Raves podcast. I'm excited to be joined, as you can tell, by Jerry Raffo, the CEO, founder of iMAG Systems. Jerry, how are you?
I'm very well. Gary.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me today. I wanted you to get on before ISE because certainly it's obvious to me that one of the biggest things at ISE is going to be AV over IP, and you're one of the very few companies that actually has AV over IP with all the different methods that people are putting AV on the network, which is unusual. I mean, there's a lot of companies that have chosen one sort of formula or system or compression algorithm or chipset to use, but in fact, you are using all of the major different systems to do that with. Obviously, you see a benefit to providing choice.
Exactly right. The differences between all these ways is that the integrator, or the end user, or the consultant has a new set of tools to choose. They're not going to use hammer when another tool will suffice for a particular application. So we are firmly with the both types of 1 gig and 10 gig compressed, uncompressed, and with their unique advantages, and obviously with their ecosystems and environments that corporations and environments like that require.
Yeah, not everybody's going to want to go 10 gig, and a lot of people will want to go 10 gig because of the difference in quality, compression, so on and so forth. So there's trade-offs, obviously, that you have to make, and you have to decide between. But you're going to go to the show. You're actually exhibiting Hall 15 stand R300. ISE has become a big show for you. I mean, you're based in Australia, but you're available globally.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, we first exhibited at ISE in last year, actually, a year ago was our first one, and obviously a big show. We now have numerous distributors around the world. We have a lot of distributors that are piquing a lot of interest. We have a lot of meetings planned for the show as well. I think we're adding something different to the AV over IP ecosystem.
Yeah, and well, I was going to ask you about, I see a red button and a green button in front of you, and I think you told me offline a little bit about what you're planning on doing at ISE, and I think you're going to grab some attention because in addition to having both 1 gig and 10 gig systems, you also have an infrastructure. In other words, you have the ability to control it, and you're adding some new components. Talk about the buttons that I see in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just before I get into that, I mean, the AV over IP that everyone is talking about it's been about video delivery, and its unique advantages, its scalability, using infrastructure and so forth. And we clearly have that in both 1 gig and 10 gig forms. But with the SDVoE technology in our Lightning product, allows us to provide a unique set of functionalities. And part of that functionality is these two buttons that you see in front of us. And what we've decided to do is provide a very simplistic control interface to certain environments. In this particular case, we have just two buttons. One is allocated the blue button to be full screen, and the red button to control some of the multi-view compositing features that the Lightning has. And it's a wireless button. It's battery operated. It has a long battery life, and it's quite a small little unique device. And if I press the blue button to go full screen, you'll see that the LEDs will light up to indicate that something's happened. Obviously, the background has changed as well. And similarly enough, if you press the red button, the lights will indicate some kind of change, and obviously the display will change as well. And these are completely customizable buttons. So at the moment, we've just programmed it for this, for example, but we can similarly change it to different layouts. We can allocate them so every user in a training room or boardroom environment could be allocated one of these, and when it comes to their turn, they press that as an alternate to whatever control system that someone may be using.
So basically the button is macro. Basically it performs a series of functions that you decide ahead of time. So you can hand each instructor their own button, or each individual in a meeting their own button, and they can control the screen. And of course the instructor, the leader of the meeting, gets ultimate control. And you're calling that iPress, is that right?
Yeah, pretty simple. iPress. It's basically a one button control system, I guess officially is what it's doing. It's allowing control, but the type of environment that we are wanting to, expecting this to be used is one where they simply just want that easy way of triggering a function, whether that is to turn on display and show my computer, or change multi-view layouts, or with our global cache integration directly into our director software, we could fire 232 commands remotely, or receive inputs from their global cache iTash devices, and build a minimalistic control system to and a unique control environment.
Yeah, it's sort of like the concept I have in my house. I have buttons all over my house, so when I need to order something from Amazon, I press the button and you order it. It's kind of like that. I had to program the button to do what I wanted it to do, but I love the concept. One of the things I noticed behind you, we've talked before about this. Your analytics that you have is one of the things that differentiates you from a lot of the other companies out there. A lot of people providing transmitting and receiving of AV over IP, but not the analytics that you're providing. Can you show us that? Can you demonstrate that for us?
Certainly. Again, that's another thing that the SDVOE platform allows us to do, is to dig deeper and provide us some unique advantages. If I was to show you the screen here.
Excellent. Yep, we're seeing it full screen.
Okay. This is just a section of our director setup software. Going into the analytics section gives us the ability to find out what the system is doing, or how it's been performing over whatever period of time that an administrator would like to use. In this case here, just going through some of these, the source preset section tells us how often a source is connected to a particular encoder, for example. You can travel down further and find out how often a display is actually turned on. So with those statistics there, we can understand that the system can be on, the display can be turned on, but no one's using it. Hey, maybe we can put something in place that turns the display off if no one's using it, for example. Going further, we can find out the resolutions that the organization is using. They may have 10, 20, hundreds of these around a campus or a facility, and they can find out that they're equipped up with 4K displays and 4K capability, but people are plugging in 720. Let's find out what rooms they are and find out who those users are, and do something about it. Similarly enough, finding out how often people plug into the system as well. If you find that on a particular day where the room has been booked for 4 hours, but people have plugged into it 20 or 30 times, could have indicated that someone has had trouble with that system. And obviously what they've done is, what's humanly, what they do is continually plug things in and out, so we can get an idea of how the room is used, and accordingly make decisions based on that. Further on about that, we can find out how often an encoder or decoder is no longer there for whatever reason. And more importantly, the temperatures. We can find out that devices, how often, obviously the more they're used, the higher the temperatures the units are going to be. But for example, if someone has put a book on an encoder or something like that, we can certainly know that, hey, there's something wrong in that room because the temperatures are getting too high. So this ability to delve further into an AV system with a product that has that built into it is something that the AV landscape hasn't really seen. So, and that's something that we try to take advantage of with the SDVOE, and that's what it provides us.
Yeah, and this same director software allows you to, it's not just you're getting the analytics, but you're also able to control the system. It becomes sort of the central hub for an AV over IP system using iMAG system products, right?
Yes, exactly right. This is our full setup software. So, all the abilities that SDVOE provides, the matrixing, the video walling. I won't go through it in too much detail, but sort of going through a couple of tabs there gives us the idea of how these things are set up, and to rudimentarily control for testing. the setup of the video wall, what size, dragging encoders, decoders in an easy way to set up systems. Of course, our multi-view capability as well, selecting the right size layouts. And these are just, some of the layouts that are
yeah, it's an infinite number of positions. You just happen to put some presets in there.
Yes, exactly right. So we can create that. So, and that's, in this particular case here, if, we could set up, customize iPress buttons. So not only would it change the layout, but we can have it so, user one will, move over to this input or however want the system to be. And it gives not only the integrator, but the end user, because every application is different. Okay, so with this particular system, it allows the integrator to really have a conversation with an end user and really find out how they want the system to be used, as opposed to the manuals are of the various products available out there. So they can truly customize a solution to a client.
All right, well, I appreciate that demo. Thank you very much. Of course, iMAG Systems is at imagsystems.com. In addition, they'll be at ISE in Hall 15, stand R300. If you want to go by and check out their products, just make sure you put them on your map for ISE. ISE is a big show. I think it's got 15 or 16 halls, so you're in Hall 15. Jerry, I appreciate you talking to me today, but I noticed you have a couple other boxes on your desk there. If you could go out of the full screen mode of the computer and go back to the dual screen mode, that would be helpful. I want to ask you about one of the boxes that's behind you, because I see a box I don't recognize back there. Something new?
No, you've probably never seen the actual controller for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay.
Hidden away. So so that's our box, which talks to the Lightning product and allows us wonderful functionality.
All right. Well, you'll be at ISE next week in Hall 15, stand R300. Jerry Raffo, thank you very much. And of course, imagsystems.com to get more information on all the individual products. We'll see you there next week. We're going to shoot videos in your booth, and we'll demo all this and so that you can get more details.
Right. Thanks, Gary.
All right. Thank you very much. And of course, thanks for watching this edition of the Rants Race podcast. If you want to get more information about ISE and all the things going on at ISE, just go to raypubs.com. Have a great day.